It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, where division rivals will clash in the NFC East. It's the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. All that and more coming up next.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, rivals square off in the NFC East, and we've got a great matchup between the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. And a welcome in, everybody, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Veteran Joey Sly set to get us started, and we are underway in our nation's capital. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. First go on offense for the Giants under the guidance of Daniel Jones, the former Duke Blue Devil.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants, but his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
Two things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Jones. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And does Washington have it? They do. Not only a fumble loss there, but a fumble lost on your first drive in your own territory.
Now you're dealing with a lot of stuff here because you feel bad going off the field because you gave up the football. How does your own defense feel now having to go out there and stop them when the momentum is clearly shifted in their favor?
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. As we get a peek at the number 2 overall pick from the 2016 draft, standing at 6'5", Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble.
Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. Past the 20. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. It's a gain of 35. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for because, you know, all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense, you've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Shotgun now for Wentz. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's pretty early in the game, but they've already tried to establish him not just as a runner, but as a receiver as well. Didn't happen there, but I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them try again shortly.
Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Throwing now is Wentz. And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, there certainly was a lot going on that play. Every option in the end zone covered. No place to go with the ball. Had to swing it out to the back. A good job running and getting him tackled in the open field.
Going with their tight end on 4th. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. John Bates punching it in from a yard away. And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. I saw you nodding your head in approval at that decision to go for it. You liked it.
I love aggressive coaches. I love when they decide to go for it. And in this case, even if they don't get it, you're turning the ball over to a team that's going to have to go 99 yards to put in the end zone the opposite way. I like your odds.
Joey Sly on for the extra point. And the kick is good, and the Commanders out to a 7-0 lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Saquon Barkley and the Giants offense set to kick off their next drive. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball. You got a full game ahead of him. Hand it to him again. See if they can start to produce.
Yeah, quick throw here. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Jones hit, and the ball's out. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And he'll be down at the 6-yard line.
Can we get some forensics done here? Because I need to figure out...
What, on that ball?
Yeah, on the ball, on the guys carrying the ball, what's going on? Back-to-back drives, back-to-back fumbles. That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're coming out here playing the NFL.
I don't think the coaching staff thinks it makes a whole lot of sense either.
No, maybe there'll be changes, but if nothing else, there will be a few stern talking tos, that's for sure.
The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Curtis Samuel from 6 yards away. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. But what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate, and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this with PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field.
And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Is that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing Jones. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
He'll field this at the 5. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just now supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Here's Jim. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So that penalty on the offense, and the fumble recovery will stand.
That penalty is declined. Go.
A give up the middle to Gibson. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down. Operating from the gun. Jones. Oh, now Breida loses it.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz.
Samuel bringing in the slant. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. From the 35 on second down, Wentz.
Target is to Dotson, and he's got him. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Wentz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Wentz now to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This one from 35 yards away.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will do it for this first half.
So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top.
As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, BG, thanks very much. And welcome one and all to our beautiful new downtown Orlando studios for this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for the Giants. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. Wentz bringing the Commanders up for 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
And from the shotgun, he'll throw.
That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Here's Wentz to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't have made the rush back in the pocket.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Wentz's throw taken in by Samuel.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 44-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Straight ahead, Gibson.
And some room to maneuver. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On first down, Wentz. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Commanders take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Now Joey Sly for the point after.
And that stretches the lead to 27. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it concluded with the touchdown pass to Antonio Gibson. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible, let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he gets this to the 35, good for a gain of 5.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on, you're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield, guy who can take it the distance, but in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Jones. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Back to throw again. Got a man, that's Richie James. And he'll get this to the 22. So they began the play at the 11, and it's a gain of 11. First down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw again. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 2nd and 6. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brandon, that's what you call being manhandled at the point of attack, and I know the offensive line gets a lot of blame for that one, but occasionally the defense just knows what you're going to do. Maybe they scouted it perfectly, maybe someone tipped it off, but on that play, it had no chance.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dexter Lawrence able to bust free and get to the quarterback.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
So a victory here for the Commanders.
And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pinched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.